Hi, this is Steve D'Angelo here. We're back. We had our introduction to our series, Building an Online Business, Building Your Own Online Business. And today we're going to talk about your website, your blog, how important your domain name is. And from the standpoint of keywords, one of the most important things you can do in general for any kind of business is have the name of your business in the domain name. For instance, the name of my site I was setting my site up under my name, stevedangelo.com. Basically because I am creating a site with many different resources on it, and I'm going to revolve it around my name. Now, as an example, I'm going to talk about how, say, in a storefront or in a regular mom and pop type business, you would like to have your niche, which is your area of expertise in the domain name. So, for an example, say if you were owned an Italian restaurant, and I'm going to use some food examples because I came out of a long career in the food industry and the catering business, so I'm comfortable talking about food. I'm Italian. I like to eat. That whole story. But anyway, so if you had an Italian restaurant and you say, for an example, Steve's Italian Restaurant, Steve's Italian Specialty, something like that, .com. The importance of doing that is when it comes to search engines is Italian restaurants. That's something people are going to search for. They're going to get on Google and type in on Google Italian restaurants. And when they do that, anything with Italian restaurant in that phrase, that using that phrase, anything that will come up with Italian restaurant, and if there's a domain name with Italian restaurant in it, like stevesitalianrestaurant.com, that'll be definitely in the top area, along with other ones that have that Italian restaurant in the name. So if you don't have it in the name, you're likely not to come up at the top versus someone who does in any kind of business, no matter what your niche is. So if you were in the butcher shop, for instance, and someone's typing butcher meats, a butcher shop. If your name is in there and it's butchershop.com, you're more likely to be in the higher position than someone who just says Joe's Deli and Sandwich Shop. If someone's looking for a butcher shop, that might not come up as high, based on the name of the domain name. So it's very important to use your niche, your keyword in the domain name, and that is it goes for any kind of business. So in an online business, the same thing. You're gonna find out that if you use, say, if you're going to be selling software online, for instance, whatever type of software, say it was a backup type software, or you're going to be an affiliate for, say, a company that sells, I want to say like Spy Sweeper software, something like that. Putting in something in the keyword. So if it's a Spy Sweeper software, you can say Spy Sweeper specialties.com. So if someone's looking for a Spy Sweeper software, that's like a tongue twister, isn't it? They would be able to your domain name might come up higher than someone else who's just selling generic software and general software under a different type name. So it's Google's looking for the keywords. They're trying to make things search friendly for the user, not so much the owner of the business. So the user's going to type in something searching that is, you got to kind of do a little bit of research if you're still looking for a domain name, and that's the first thing you really got to do is get a domain name for your online business. So if you're going to be whatever you're going to be selling, you really need to give it some thought. Try to use the most possible searched term when you get on Google and whatever your niche may be, and type in a few things and look at who comes up and look at the competition. So if like I said, if it's in a restaurant type, in the realm of the food industry and the restaurants, if you are having an Italian restaurant, you want to have that in your main.com. So when someone searches it, you'll come up. And that's just a natural way without having to pay anything to get in that top position. Now, if you as you go further along, once you get into doing your website, anything in your heading in your website and or in a blog, if you're using a title for using WordPress blogs is what I like to use. There's a title slot. You want to use your keywords in that title slot also. So if you had stevesitalianrestaurant.com, and then on the first page of your website, you want to have Steve's Italian Restaurant, and have whatever, maybe menus, recipes, things that you want to put in there as your pages. Having that Steve's Italian Restaurant in there will also give you another opportunity to get a higher spot because you're putting it in the right spot, and this is what Google looks for. So that's just a few things that you need to know right off the top. So looking for a domain name with your niche in it, and look and do some research. That way you can look at your competitors, things that people are going to be competing with online, and look and see what their names are. And if you're going to focus on someone searching for a specific thing, try to put that in your domain name. A lot of people get fancy and just make their domain name without really thinking about this aspect. And this is a pretty interesting aspect. And you'll notice what I mean if you do a little bit of research. So that's part one of this. We're going to talk about a few other things in the next video. But just have a good day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.